Hey.
Turn that up just.
That was really
Barto
quick.
Pottermore. Hello?
Barto.
Barto?
Barto
I'm
Colon.
talking.
Barto Colon. I hear you.
Colon?
I'm talking.
We hear you.
We hear you, dude.
We're just saying your
I'm
name.
talking.
I just like
I'm
it.
talking. So you make sure I have all my stuff written down. It's there. Howdy everyone, welcome to Save Room. This is episode 5, where each and every of the 52 weeks, except for last week, but normally, for the most part, if we can, every 52 weeks of the year, we gather around the virtual table to talk video games, gaming, games, and top-tier video game openings. This week, I'm joined by Nick, who we sometimes call Vincent, Garrett, who we just call Garrett, and Sammy, who we never call Sif. So, we're going to kick it off with what we've been playing. And I can't remember at all the order we've been going in, or if we've even been keeping track of any type of order. So, but who wants to go first? First one to raise their hand wins. Cool, I'll go first.
Well, I was going to say Sammy. You should go
I think
first.
okay.
Nick
Sammy,
goes
like,
first, and then me. I think I'm second.
I couldn't
Every single
remember.
time Sammy always goes, I don't know, like, what? Nick, why don't we start with you?
No, Garrett went first the second time. No, the first time because it was his
I went
birthday.
first the first time I remember.
'Cause it was his
then I went
birthday.
down that little side bar on Disco Elysium.
Because it was his birthday, dude. So
Hey, man.
basically, the rule is if it isn't your birthday, Nick goes first. Is what we're
It's
learning.
alright.
Yeah, Sammy's going
No, I
first.
Yep. Okay, so what have I been playing? I got 3 things. The first thing is Xenoblade, which I won't spend too much time on because that's an 80-hour game. But it's really good. I mean, it's really good. It's more Xenoblade. So if you've ever played either of them, it's basically like you auto attack and then that generates your cooldowns and you do your moves. So weirdly enough, like kind of like WoW-ish, where it's like you have the one attack that's always going and the entire game is just managing cooldowns. And I like it. I mean, it's super over-the-top Japanese, like super capital big JJ JRPG. A lot of like voice acting that's just very, a lot of like, and a lot of those. So there's just a general noise and like the whole JRPG thing where like someone just turns 45 degrees and they have to make like a noise associated with it and be like, just every single time. But it's really good. Like it's also dumb, kind of like dumb turn my brain off play, which I like. The story's not crazy or anything, but the world is really, really big, and I can just run around and knock everything out. It looks like you can hit level 99, which is my favorite thing in video games. When you can hit level 99, I'm into it.
How many hours in are you?
14, 15, I think.
Okay, nice.
So, I mean,
You're
it's...
pretty well in. I've heard the
Yeah.
opening area is a bit of a slog. I heard it's good once you kind of get out of that.
It's an 80-hour game. And then I don't know what they added on to it, so it may even be a little bit longer than that, maybe like 90 hours. But I'll just slowly chip away at it. But I like it. What were you saying, Vincent?
What do you mean by you can hit 99?
Like you can hit level 99. Because like think about like in a lot of Western made RPGs, like they cap you out at like 30 or 40, and that drives me insane. Like I do not like that. Whereas
you have the ones that don't cap you at all, like a Skyrim or something, right?
Right. The Skyrim,
So
I
you
think
can
the
go for
Skyrim cap you.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. I'm not sure if it does. But like I think of like a lot of time in like your like like a good example is like Destiny randomly caps you off at like 40 and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think the satisfaction of hitting level 99 is like rooted in Pokemon. Like you would love getting your whole team to level 99. It was just like the best feeling. So any game I can do that like automatically gets like plus with me.
81.
81 for Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn close.
I knew it. And then I can't. Do you remember if I know Fallout 4 you can actually just go like forever, and then I can't remember what you can do in like Fallout.
Fallout 3 is 30.
Fallout Vegas is like 30 also. So basically, I'm just
30.
saying.
Yeah, you're right. Though most Western
It's a Western.
RPGs, I feel like we'll hit that 20 or 30.
Mm-hmm. But it's good. I like it. I've also been finishing up Gears Tactics. The thing that sucks about that game, and Garrett, you probably can relate to this a little bit, is like it started off really good, and I liked it, and the end has just been a fucking slog. But it's doing the thing that Fire Emblem does, and this was our big criticism of Fire Emblem, where like the last probably like 2 months of that game, you're kind of like, dude, I'm done with fighting this same like auxiliary battle over and over and over again.
Sure.
Right, where it's like it's the same people doing the same thing. And you're like, dude, I'm done. I'm done.
That was the issues I saw in the reviews as well.
Right.
That the story was good, but there's a lot of filler in between, and it's not as good as XCOM 2's filler. Like XCOM 2 has a lot of varied side missions and very like enemies. And I heard for Gears Tactics that was just an area that they probably could improve on in the future. Like the story's really good, the beats are good, but like that slog in between is just kind of grueling.
And I think it
takes away your energy on it.
The big issue compared to Fire Emblem, because the thing I liked about Fire Emblem, if you didn't want to fight that month, you're like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a teaching session or whatever,
that's
right?
True. That's true.
Right?
You can completely stop battling and just kind of expedite the game.
Whereas here, they frame it as like side missions, and it's not side missions. It's basically the exact same mission in the same place doing the same thing. And then every single chapter or like act they change, and there's 3 acts. So you do the whole like same group of side missions for, I don't know, 8 hours worth of gameplay. And it's just kind of like, I just don't want to do it anymore, dude. But I'll finish it.
It's tough. It's tough.
But it's just like, it's the same thing over and over, and I wish I could just like skip them. And
the nice thing about that game is it's probably like 30 hours.
Yeah, I don't have much left in it.
We probably are pretty close, but yeah, it's like always a bummer when it becomes a slog at the end of a game where it's like I just kind of want to wrap this. If you just paced it better, it would have been nice.
I know, and I was just so hyped up at the beginning too. Like was having so much fun at the beginning.
Yeah, I heard the story beats are great.
Yeah,
I heard
it's cool.
Main story missions are good. I just heard all the side content is just like filler.
Yeah, the characters are pretty like silly Gears characters in the best way. Like they don't have necks; they're just basically sacks of meat, and they all talk like this.
Bombs, right?
Yep, they're literally just all just. I don't know why he would say that, but I know his ass is gonna die. And you're like, yeah, sure, I'm into that.
All right, I'm down with it.
Oh, one of the scratch one grub. Yep, Coltrane and what's his name? Braid, not Brad.
Braid, yes.
Is it Braid?
And Marcus Phoenix, right? That's the OG squad.
Is his name Braid?
Braid is right.
Okay,
that's right.
But so I've been playing that, and then the big game right now is fucking World of Warcraft, baby. This is my first time ever playing this game, and I've seen like enough videos and references to like have an idea, but motherfucker, is this game just so good.
It's addicting, man. It's got that loop. That loop is there, and especially when you're playing with the boys, which is a lot of fun too. You're not even having to hit it solo.
Dude, it's so goddamn good. Like, I'm so mad. Like, Vincent brought up something, him and I were talking yesterday while playing, of course, and he said that he likes that. Like, I feel like every night I'll just, like, text Vincent and be like, dude, like, I just really like this game. Like, I don't really know what else to say. Like, I'm having so much fun.
Brings so much joy to my heart.
It's just, it's so good. And then, like, Vincent described this perfectly to me, where he's like, it can be as like intense or as like non-intense as you want it to be, which I agree. Where like I can just kind of like lean back and just scum, and just yep.
Yeah, like especially in the way you guys are approaching it, like I mean, I feel like there's definitely parts in the game where you have to be on your A game, but it's not until max level,
yeah.
In, like some of the max level dungeons or raids,
mm-hmm.
Even raids.
Oh yeah.
Boy, you know what I mean? So it's
I'm so lazy right now when we're running a dungeon.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you're the healer, so you just press 3 over and over again.
So accessible that like anyone can do it. You probably don't even need the typical archetypes of like healer, tank, and DPS. You could probably run.
Yeah.
As long as you have one healer, you could probably run it with anything, anybody.
There's also like 0 consequences to dying now. Like, just
up the grades.
So easy,
I guess.
The interesting thing for me will be seeing when you guys reach the final expansion, where I'm not sure how this expansion is, but typically in the final expansion they always reduce leveling speeds to where like if you're grinding dungeons, it's going to take you a long time, and you might be forced to go out and solo quest your way from like 100 to 110.
Mm-hmm. What's the most recent expansion? What 110 to 120?
Yeah, well, from 110 to 120, I'm curious if it will slow down, because they tend to make it where like everything below they just truncate it. And then they make the expansion like probably the same amount of time it took you to get from there to the beginning of the expansion.
Gotcha. What's the most recent expansion?
Battle for Azeroth.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. But
BFA.
Dude, it's
BFA,
fucking, it's awesome. I do like that. There's just stuff I just like don't know, and I want to give credit to Vincent and the other two dudes we've been playing with, because I just like ask them questions, just dumb, just stupid ass questions, just all the time, and I'm like, hey, so like I'm in the auction house. Should I just drop everything in here? I'm just going to put all my stuff in the auction house, right? And they're like, yeah, well, like maybe you just put like leather and stuff in there. And then, like, they'll be, like, getting stuff like herbs. I'm like, hey, so, like, how do I get those herbs that you guys are getting? Like, oh, you have to have your herbalism profession. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so if I have that profession, how do I change that profession? I don't like my profession. Like, and I still don't get the auction house. Like, I don't understand, like, who needs what and why. Like, because I'm like,
it's really like its own economy.
It's bizarre. Well, like,
people are selling and
like
match price.
I'm doing mining and I sell ore, but like I don't understand where that is going and what they are doing with it.
Explain this to you like a million times.
No, dude, it's just like you're like, yeah, like people get it to like make stuff. I'm like, what are they making? But
so I bet you Vincent told you this, but like all professions, typically like there's a profession paired with a gathering. One one that creates, one that gathers, and so usually you'll pick up one that gathers, one that creates, and then you source your own materials to create items. Gotcha. It sounds like what you're doing is I'm
doing two gathering,
and you're just selling to other people who are creating.
I'm doing it for the gold. That's how they led me.
Yeah. I told Sam when we started, I was like, you could try to do like a production profession, but like for low level and starting for the first time, just do gathering.
Agreed.
Just, like,
no,
get
I
money,
think that's a great call out. And if you get to max level and then you have a hankering to go back, you can farm gold and buy the materials from people like you that are on there farming and selling.
But part of me has like thought to myself, maybe I should have just like told Sammy, just like start with like tailoring or something, just to like understand like how all that stuff works, and then go back.
You're Druid?
Yeah, Knight of Druid.
Nice. Yeah. Probably do. I mean, there's a bunch of them. There's a lot of them. They've added a lot too since I've played. Like I know I think there's spell weaving or something, which is like an additional, like almost an enchantment.
I always thought enchanting was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, enchanting was cool. But regardless, I'm with you, Sammy. It's kind of that game has so many
systems, dude. There's so many systems. Yeah.
And then there's also systems that were really pertinent before, but are now just kind of side systems. And so, like, even for the old guys coming back, it's hard to figure out like, does this matter anymore? Like, there's literally a pet battle system in the game, and it's
dude.
Like,
yeah, my baby Winston. So like,
you know what I mean? It's like some people play the game just to do that. And like I heard in the new expansion they're bringing like a roguelite type dungeon where you can progress all the way up and so like that's like there's gonna be new avenues to just play through. So some people play for just PvP only, pet battles, daily quests, in-game raiding. I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff they have in the game that you could do just professions. I mean,
there's just there's so much going on.
I will say, like, for me, like coming back, the thing that like kind of bums me out a little bit is like none of your decisions matter anymore.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't like my spec. Okay, well you can change it literally at any time. Oh, I don't like my.
Yeah, you can change it out of combat, right?
Yeah, anywhere. Like if you don't like your talents, you can just be like, oh, let me respec those as long as I'm in a city. Like there's just no consequences, and I guess I kind of like I get that why they did it because it makes it. You know, people aren't like tied in, but even in the past, you could be like, okay, let me just spend 10 gold and I can respec. Like, it's not a big deal. We make tons of money anyway. You know, so I don't know. I wish they would have done that.
I totally agree, Vincent. And if you haven't played Classic yet, you guys will have to play it because while I did get bored of it, I got a character to level 30 or 32 or 33. While I did get bored with it, that feeling was there again. Like that feeling of like, oh, you know, like I'm actually grinding up these professions and like this actually takes a good amount of time to do and like I've made some type of progress that really actually shows. Or like for example, I'm a hunter in Classic, and sorry guys, I'm gonna sneeze. I think maybe not.
Do it.
I talked myself out of it.
Bet you won't. Scared it away.
But I've played a hunter, and like there's this whole like system that I'd forgotten they had, where you have to feed your pet, and then you have to like train your pet certain abilities, and depending on which pet you capture, it gets different abilities. And like they've done away with a lot of that stuff, where it's like, okay, only this specific pet will have this level of this move, and like all that stuff has gone by the wayside. And like while it's draconic and like old school, there is that you do get that sense of like, I've invested so much time into this and understanding how it works that it's like I get a sense of satisfaction. But honestly, like what you guys are doing right now, and regular WoW, like you're not going to get that sense until you get to max level. Then at max level, you'll hopefully have some semblance of like, okay, well, I have better gear than this person because I've been grinding dungeons and dailies. And I think you can unlock new factions, and I don't know, it's just different.
I think that's like also kind of a Blizzard thing that like as of late is like they just made their games more, we'll say, accessible. But like the good examples like Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, like in Diablo 2, the only way you could respec, like I think you were allowed once per character and you had to pay a shit ton of money.
Really? Where at?
You could. I can't remember. I honestly.
I thought you just did a re-roll. That's crazy though.
I think you could only respec once, maybe. But like in Diablo 3 is the same thing as like with World of Warcraft, where it's like kind of whenever, do whatever you want. You can completely like mix and match stuff. It's just it made it like a lot easier and more accessible, and like the leveling is quicker. Like I don't know, it's the exact same thing you guys are kind of running into. There's like less penalty for dying. And that's just kind of, I don't know, that's like a Blizzard thing.
Yeah, the penalty for dying, I think, is also, again, I get it because it makes it more enjoyable for, like, new players and things like that, but, like in the past, Sam, if you died in a dungeon, you get teleported to the graveyard that's, like, the nearest graveyard outside of the dungeon, so you have to, like, know how to find the dungeon, it was actually, like, it punished you. It was like, you died. You have to take like 20 minutes to like find your body, res yourself, buff back up.
Yeah.
And like now it's just like, oh, you died. All right, well, we'll just teleport you back to the beginning
spawn.
And run back.
Is there more penalty if you die during like a raid? Is it wide? Like, do you have to wipe?
I don't know.
No, I mean, no. There's Soul Stone. Warlocks have Soul Stone, so you usually Soul Stone your main tank and your healer, stuff like that. But no, ultimately, same death penalty. It was just more running around while you're dead.
Gotcha.
To this point. And it just was like, if you guys play Classic, Sammy, I would love for you to play Classic to like level 20 and just see how. I mean, it is crazy the differences. But to you, Sammy, having not played it, you might have no nostalgia for. You wouldn't have any nostalgia for it. Right. And honestly, you might just say like, this just straight up isn't fun. Like I played the new version, it's better. So I mean, I think it's an interesting.
Yeah,
it'll be an interesting kind of experiment for whenever you, because I know you'll definitely end up doing.
We'll do WoW Classic at some point. I think
it sounds like the way you did it, Garrett, is kind of what I even thought to myself. I was like, I want to play WoW Classic, but I know like I only want to play like level 30, and then I'm going to be done with it.
Dude, I played with 2 guys. We got on pretty consistently every couple days, and like we played to level. We went to Stranglethorn Vale. And, like, there was so many grind quests that we were like, okay, let's go try a different area. We ended up going to Desolace, and we just burned out Desolace. We're like, yeah, this is not fun. We wanted to get 40 and get mounts and everything, but, like, the most fun in Classic for sure was getting, you know, probably to level 30, because you get to do all, you know... Did you play Alliance or Horde originally, Nick?
Horde.
So, I mean, you get to do your Barons, you get to do, you know, your Welling Caverns run, you get to do...
RFC.
Shadowfang Keep, you get to do like some fun stuff, you get to see some of those zones again, and it's really fun. But like I was telling Sammy that like the amount of time it took you guys to get level 51 in you know, new WoW, I'd be surprised if you get, you know, you'd probably be at maybe approaching level 20. I don't know how many hours you guys have played, but like
and I think the thing is
we put about 60 hours in to get level 30 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at. I have to do /time or whatever it is. Is that what it is? Play. Fuck.
You got it.
See, I think part of it for me is also like looking back and saying like, these people nowadays have no idea what we had to go through in the past to level
just
up.
Just a curmudgeon,
Old man yells at cloud,
But the thing is that's why WoW Classic is the thing. Is because there's a lot of people like you and I. There was a niche there that people wanted that punishment, wanted that tradition, and to play it that way, get that gratification. And so, I mean, it's a thing, and it's doing well.
I think the other thing I really don't like about retail now is it basically discourages exploration.
Oh, for sure.
Which I hate because you could literally sit in Owen Forest and just kill the same thing over and over again and level up to level 60 because they don't have the level.
They've done that? They did the scaling where it doesn't matter, all enemies scale to you?
No matter
that sucks.
No matter where you're at, everything's the same level as you.
That's crazy.
That I do not like.
So it's really kind of frustrating to be like...
I don't think are they... So they introduced that in the Legion, I believe, and it was okay. I actually liked it in that... Legion might not have done it, they introduced it at one point. It was okay, where it's like, okay, you have 7 zones you can choose. You can tackle them in any order you want, which I'm kind of okay with. But what I don't like is, to your point, where it's like all the way through the journey, you pretty much can just do anything you want, and is 2x double XP still running for you guys? Is that still on?
Yeah.
Well, that also sucks. So like, you basically out-level the zone before, because like, one of the coolest parts of WoW was actually paying attention to the quest to an extent and understanding like what is going on in this zone. What is the purpose of me being in the zone? And previously, you would get all the way through the zone, and you would still not be enough level to go to the next area. So you would fully understand this area. You'd end up probably grinding or doing. You would complete all the quests in a zone, understand the story of the zone. Then typically a quest would end up taking you to a dungeon in that zone, and then you would do a dungeon in the zone, grind that for a little bit, and then you move to the next zone, right? And so it's like you kind of understood.
Dude, that's called progression, baby.
And kind of what was going on to an extent, I would say, way more so than now, for sure.
I mean, that's what you want in an RPG is like that real sense of progression. Like the perfect like progression example is Skyrim. The first time you saw a giant in Skyrim and you walked up to it and then it punted you halfway to fucking the moon, and you're like, dude, like and you're kind of like, dude, I can do nothing about this. I guess I just have to be I just got to be a higher level. And then when you came back and actually won that fight, you're like, dope. Whereas with WoW, where I haven't explored really. I've explored maybe like 2% of the map.
Like I would say, you were saying that like even the dungeon names are hard for you to recall.
TST,
so it's
like, dude.
It's just
RFD, RFK.
In the zone is not enough. But the thing is, when you reach the most recent expansion, that should change to an extent.
Cool.
Yeah,
it should slow down.
Okay.
I just think about like for me. So I've got an off character that is now the highest level character I've got because I just can play it like an hour here, an hour there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got level 59. And I've just been basically only questing with him because I'm too afraid to do a dungeon with a character I've never played in a dungeon before unless my friends are there also getting
yeah. Get that state.
So I've only been like questing.
What class?
And like I'm at like a Rathai Highlands right now.
Nice. And
I hit level 59, and I'm like if I had never played this game before, I wouldn't know like, oh, now I should go to Outlands. You know, like, because the game is it doesn't encourage exploring right now. It's literally just like, just
homogenous,
I think you just have to play it. You got to judge it by the most. Mm-hmm. They basically have streamlined the experience so you can get to the max level as quickly as possible, or you can get to the most recent expansion.
Sure.
And I know we've talked a lot, so I can shorten my.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna say Vincent's game is probably going to be WoW.
Yeah, that's all I've played.
I was like, it's just been.
I was
playing WoW,
and you'll have to play Classic, man. Like it's on the same subscriptions. You could load it up and play it. But it's probably best if you get the boys together. But it's fun. It's like
it's been really cool. I like it.
Your weapon skills is insane, dude. Like when you see like your bow skills going up and stuff, I was like, what is going on? Like if I want my Raptor Strike to do damage, I need to have my melee skill up too as a hunter.
Oh wait, that's a sweet sword. I really want. Oh crap, I haven't leveled sword fighting.
So you're just sitting there auto hitting. You're auto hitting, outside of dungeons and stuff.
I also missed the old actually having to read the quest to be like, okay, this thing is like southeast.
I could not tell you the story of this game even remotely. I know there's the Alliance and the Horde. That is it.
It's kind of got convoluted story wise, anyways. But yeah, it's different experience. You guys will definitely play Classic, and you will definitely have you'll have some cool observations.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was playing. That's pretty much what me and Vincent were playing.
I'm happy you guys are playing it though. It's a fun one to talk about.
Very happy about it.
All day. I finished Dark Souls 3 and the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mentioned that last time. That went well. Ended up beating the last boss on first try, which was pretty cool because the game had whooped my ass up until that point, so that was nice. I've been playing a little bit of Monster Train, Roguelike Deck Builder, some more to Slay the Spire. It's been a lot of fun.
Gotcha. What's So what's the hook on Monster Train? Like, because I've watched you stream it a little bit, and I'm just like, I don't really know. Give me the 30-second elevator of like, what are you doing? It
feels like Slay the Spire. You pretty much get to deck out these trains with 3 different floors. You put the monsters in, which are cards you pick up, and then you collect artifacts and spells. Mm-hmm. And the goal is to basically get through 8 or 9 train stops. So it really feels like Slay the Spire. It doesn't have the same level of effect, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like if I give Slay the Spire an 11 out of 10, I would give Monster Train like a 9. Like it definitely hooks. It feels good.
Interesting grading scale you did there.
Dude, I mean, Slay the Spire might be my favorite game. It's just such a good game.
Yeah.
but it's good. I like it a lot. It's popular on Steam right now. You can wait for the price to drop, but if it ever gets to $10, I would say
so it's probably worth it.
Try it out.
Yeah.
And then I've also been playing Nier Automata, and I'm through 2 of the stories. I've done 2B and 9S, and now I'm on to
8-2. Yeah.
Yeah. So that game's good. I've been enjoying it. I played Dark Souls, which is kind of that action RPG, and then I've kind of moved to Nier Automata, which is also kind of
very different combat structures, though.
Different combat structures, but I don't know. The hooks kind of feel the same as far as like, to an extent. I don't know. I want to kind of like palate cleanse and try something different after. Might do a shooter or something. We'll see.
Yeah, it feels like, I'm not sure if you ever played any other Platinum games, but every Platinum game plays essentially the same, because you have your like primary attack, your strong attack, your primary strong, then you have your dodge, which you hit on time, and then cool little animation pops in, and then maybe you counter, and then you have your special move. Like that is every Platinum game, except for Astral Chain, because Astral Chain was really different.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Astral Chain is that game is very different in like the best way, but like if you ever played Bayonetta, like Bayonetta plays exactly the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. I like it. I'm enjoying it. I think, like I said, I think I need a little bit of a palate cleanse.
Yeah, great. The music, dude.
Around, like,
what do you think about the music? Thoughts on?
Oh, music
just slaps, dude. Right? Yeah, it's every single one. Like the amusement park song, and like every just.
Oh yeah. I do like the
amusement
park song.
All good.
I will say, boys, Undertale has remained on repeat. I've been jamming it a lot while at work.
Oh, really?
Undertale is such a
the soundtrack. I thought you were just like, dude, yeah, that's I made a Spotify playlist. It's literally just called The Best of Undertale. It's just 17 songs. I just want to like jam.
So good.
Yep, it's 100% still in my rotation, and I don't think I'll be letting go of it for a while. I love listening to like Metal Crusher, even though it's like a minute and a second long.
There's some good ones, man. There really is. Like I have discovered some new ones on there that are quite good.
I just kind of forgot about.
Yeah, him and Finale are both ones that I didn't really think about, but bang. But yeah, that's it. I've been jamming. I'm excited for Last of Us 2 coming soon, so I think that will be a good palette cleanse as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to. You have Last of Us 2 and then Ghost.
Ghost, I'm excited for.
Ghost, I may be more excited for than Last of Us.
Me too, just because I think it's gonna be more time.
Yeah, and I think
I
don't know.
Paper Mario
Origami King.
I'm tepid, but I think it could be good. Let's see.
Tepid. Yeah, I think that'll be banger. So yeah, I think out of all those for me, it's probably Ghosts. But no, dude, Last of Us will be fun. I'll be excited to. We'll have to be careful about talking about that one. Like we'll have to save when we talk about it, so we don't. So it's very clear like where the spoilers are.
I'm assuming if it's like the last one, it'll be like a 15-hour bop.
So
yeah. You can just knock out on a weekend, but.
Yep. Just a casual 15 hours of gaming on a weekend.
Dude, I mean, that's my COVID life. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done that. I mean, you put like a Cyberpunk in front of me. I don't care what's happening in my life. Like, I'll drop 40 hours.
The COVID thing is kind of funny because I would have done like half this stuff anyways, but I'm just like, oh, dude, pandemic. Like, that's
true.
I got it.
That's true.
So I have now just convinced myself.
Of it, though. This has been really fun.
Yeah, true.
It's nice to recap.
Agreed. Cool. So that's what everyone's playing. So next we're just going to jump into Should We Care About This, where we shoot through all the new stories, or kind of the news stories I picked that I feel like maybe we could maybe not care about. But I only have 2. Over the last couple weeks, I think it's something that's worth talking about. The first one is last Tuesday, maybe? Or something like that. We had The Last of Us 2 State of Play. Do we care about it?
I don't. The game's almost here. I'm kind of like... I mean, if it was like a situation like a Cyberpunk or like... Which, by the way, we're only like maybe
5 months.
What is it, 4 or 5 months?
September, right?
Yeah. That's going to be crazy. But regardless, like... I've had enough of Last of Us Part 2. It's finished. It needs to be released. I'm ready to play it.
Well,
I don't care about the state of play.
I feel about it the same way you felt about Ghost, where I was just kind of like, I'm gonna buy it. So I don't need it. I didn't watch it. I mean, did you watch any of it?
I saw there was, I guess Ellie kills someone, and that was like a big thing.
Shocker.
She does a serious, like a
big plot twist.
Slits a throat or whatever. I mean, Supposedly she's just going.
Classic Ellie, that rascal. But
she's got an art tat. She's got a sleeve going.
Dude, she has. They made like a special edition PS4 that's modeled after her tattoo, and I was like, fucking of course. There's always these scum.
I just never
like
doubt Naughty Dog. They weave the best stories in gaming, so it's like I just trust them, and I guarantee you it won't be cringy, it won't be cliche. Like they'll make it all seem so realistic. So it's like, all right, I trust your artistic decisions.
I think we'll be fine. I trust you. Vincent, your thoughts on this Last of Us State of 2 play? The State of Us 2 last play.
Nice.
Cool.
Done. On to the next one.
Next one is BlizzCon being delayed to 2020. Do we care about this? I actually do, because I think they're... Yeah. So, the reason I care, that I think is a little bit interesting, is that they delayed it and like, okay, well, we're not going to do a digital event maybe in like early 2021. So what that kind of says to me is like, did they really have anything to show off? Like, for me, I'm just kind of like, well, does that mean that they could have just waited out? Because what we probably hear about is Shadowlands. I play WoW now, so I know about this. Probably touch on Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. And those, like, touch on those. I don't even know how much they would have touched on Diablo 4 because that game may be a way off. But, like, I just don't think they had a lot to show, and they were kind of like, this works for us, thank God.
For sure.
Right?
Blizzard, I mean, they've had a corporate change for sure, the way they operate and things. I mean, but BlizzCon in general sometimes can be that way, so I won't knock.
Sure, fair.
They've stretched. I mean, there was that year 2 or 3 years ago it was literally just Diablo Immortals.
Diablo Immortals, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Like that was the big announcement. People were just like, all right. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I think for me, I'm more bummed that like. I'm hoping that some replacement conferences will pop up that are virtual that can get us some. I just don't have games outside of Cyberpunk that are on the horizon that I'm excited for, and that's been a big part of my life. It's been having something to look forward to in gaming.
I think
it's always been there, so I'd like to have some other things there. But
I think once we get an idea, like with that PlayStation event that'll eventually happen, probably the Xbox first party one, so we can know the launch titles for some of this stuff. That'll probably, ideally, I hope, has stuff in there that'll get me hyped. Like maybe sneak in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, if that's what it's going to be called. It's like stuff like that. Halo Infinite, like I'm into that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I have one that I want to throw in.
Yeah.
Do you guys care? I saw they surprise announced a remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur.
Reckoning?
Re-Reckoning. Do you guys care at all?
No, I don't. I've never played it before.
And just was like, meh.
There was a demo on Xbox I played, and it was pretty fun.
It was a demo I played one time of what's going to be a remaster.
Yeah. There was a bunch of games like that. I played a demo of Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, Trine 2, and Darksiders 2, and like all of them I was like,
okay. I feel it.
Like, this is cool, these got good reviews, but I'm
good. Love it.
Darksiders 1 and really liked it, and then bought Darksiders 2 and was like, this is just the same game, I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Vincent, do you have anything you feel like we should maybe care about?
You guys want me to tell you more about Slurfia and Durf?
Dude, we could...
what is Slurfia and Durf?
That's his WoW characters.
Oh, you want to know Slurfia and Durf?
No.
Slurfy Durfy?
What did we decide our characters' backstories? We have Gutriel and Slurfia and their sisters. Did we decide that?
I think they were sisters, yeah.
Our story kind of fell to the wayside, honestly.
We're not on an RP server anyways, it doesn't matter, boys.
Dude.
I forgot about
But we could.
I forgot about role-playing servers.
That would be fun. I mean,
that would be very
fun.
fun.
I never did it, but I could see myself digging it if I was with the right group of people, for sure.
That would be fucking fun. Let's do that.
You literally have to remain in character. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons, but you're just in character all the time.
We're not doing the classic anymore. We're doing an RP server, and I'm gonna be a sexy night elf.
RP would be fun. Be some
no, it's all with the Blood Elf next.
Nice, dude.
Hey.
Into that. But yeah, that was Should We Care About This? And there were 3 things, and we ran through them. And then last thing is the topic is going to be, we're going to go through typical Snake Draft, best video game openings. Originally I had this as like best opening 10 minutes, and then
Yeah.
After talking to you guys, I like this idea where it's like, it's just kind of like the best general video game openings. Like, and we're not gonna get nitpicky about it. Be like, well, is that really technically part of the opening? Like, dude, it's like, it's kind of just whatever you guys feel is like the opening of a game. And so like this is how I can finagle into having a 3-hour part for a certain game.
I think that works.
Yeah, but
RPGs have a longer opening.
Yeah, I mean, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like its opening, it doesn't run title until 4.5 hours into the game.
That's crazy.
It's insane. But yeah, I'd say we can do Snake. We'll do 3. I have a couple honorable mentions. Who's gonna go, Vincent? I think we have quite. I think I'm looking at 3 of them, and I think 3 of them we have overlap on. Yeah, I have 7 written down, but there's 3 of them that I'm like, fuck.
I've got a lot of options, so I don't.
Boys, I have 3 written down, so I'm hoping none of mine get touched. But
all right, so how are we gonna decide who goes first? Because I think this is.
You can go first, man.
Yeah, hit it.
Really?
Really?
Oh man, but I can't decide which one. Oh.
So he wants someone to pick for him.
Yeah, I was hoping to be second. Let's do. I'll start off with. Let's do Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Yep.
Damn,
so
it does have a great opening.
Mass Effect 3 has, regardless of what you feel about the ending of the game, the opening is so good. And I know
I've never been more hyped to go tear.
Dude, yes. It's because like it's the whole like, okay, these last 2 games have been built into the whole like, oh, the Reapers are coming to Earth, all this stuff, and then it just happens, and it's super. They just nail it. They nail it. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're fucked. Like we're totally fucked. And like the reactions of everyone and like that entire opening scene is like when you really understand the scale of like, because at that point in the series you haven't really seen like a Reaper up close, and you finally understand the scale and you're like, dude, we're just popped. We're done. You're chasing around this little kid with a hoodie the entire time. Yeah. And you're chasing around this little kid with a hoodie. And I also, the thing is, I played that opening, the first like 5 minutes of that opening so many times because I'd make my character and be like, I don't like the look of his face. I gotta restart it. And so I've seen the first like 6 minutes of that over and over again.
You don't just play the stock Shep.
Dude. I design him, and he every single time, and he always ends up being the same scum, redheaded swoop hair.
Yeah, 2K god.
And but dude, that opening is so good, and it does like, that's when you kind of realize when you're playing, you're like, oh, this game's like so much more actiony than the last few, and then. Just like Vincent was alluding to with him just smashing the mic into his esophagus, the song "Leaving Earth" that plays whenever you get on the ship and you're leaving. The little kid jumps on the shuttle and it goes and does a it's just, and then he blows it up.
So good.
And then the shuttle blows up. Shepard just has that look where he's like, okay, no, just fuck no. And then just boom, Mass Effect 3. Get fucked. Yeah, it's so good, dude. It is so good. I'm in love with it. I'm glad that was my first pick. But yeah, my first pick is Mass Effect 3.
Nice. I like that. Who's next?
You can go, Garrett. You're not going to take mine.
Okay. I will go top opening. I'll just go BioShock 1. I think BioShock 1 has an amazing opening. I don't know if you guys remember it.
No, yeah, that's the one in the plane crash.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember just like jaw on the ground the whole time I was playing that. It was the way it lines up in a lot of the games. I mean, it's pretty early on, but dude, it is such an awesome opening where the plane is crashing, you're swimming underwater, you're drowning, everything's on fire, and you end up in a lighthouse, and it's like, okay. Then you go down in the lighthouse, and you're like, dude, I am literally going into underground utopia, and like you just see everything as you're in that shuttle.
Yep, dude.
I remember being like, this game is like, I'm in for a ride, and that game was awesome.
Did you so like a classic gamer story? I don't know if you ran into this, but like after the plane crash, when you're sitting in the water, did you have that like 30 seconds where you didn't realize you were playing the game and you were just kind of like sitting there?
I did as well too, yeah, where it's like, wait, am I in? Because they cut the HUD, right?
There's no HUD. It's just like you're in the water, and then you're kind of sitting there and you're like, so is the cutscene going to progress or not? And then you're like, oh fuck, I'm playing.
Yeah, it's such an awesome opening.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
Dude, yeah, that's Great call. And there's so much like obviously like foreshadowing in it, like in that jam packed in the first like 3 minutes of that game for what's going to happen later.
Like that one is like the quintessential 10-minute opening. Like that's like the true to definition what we requested. Like we were gonna have longer ones, but that is one. If you're talking about a 10-minute one that leaves a big impression, like you're literally in the shuttle going down to Rapture at about 10 minutes, and like it's such a cool experience.
Phenomenal call. I love it.
All right, Nikki.
All right, you know what's coming. Far Cry 3.
Damn it, dude! I knew I should have taken it. I should have taken it.
Intro of all time.
Dude, it's legendary.
You're sitting
it's
there
so
like,
legendary.
Into my brother Riley getting his pepper sliced.
Yeah!
Dude, it's screenshots like every character like pumping up on the screen.
Yeah, it's so good.
Parachuting down, and then all of a sudden, just like boom, stops. There's Voss. He's gonna just start ripping you a new one, and then you're escaping through. In the first 10 minutes, your brother's shot in the head, and then you're sprinting through the woods, you dive in the water, and then the credits start rolling.
Dude, it's so good.
Starts playing. Oh my god.
Another thing I like about that opening is whenever you're running around, it's like doing the tutorial area, and you have to, I can't remember if you kill people in it, but you're like, Jason is just such a little bitch boy the entire time. And then that compared with like how it is at the end, oh God, Riley, and he's just such a little scum god all at the beginning, and then you like obviously you plop that in the end, and he just is sitting there shooting dudes when he's reloading. He's like flipping the clip of the gun, catching it behind his back, and just letting out like anime grunts. It's just that's a phenomenal pick, Vincent.
Boss has it's like when he gives you the little soliloquy or the monologue or whatever, and he's just like
same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, and like that's another one where you're just
they're gonna make a warrior out of you, Jason. They're gonna make a warrior out of you.
They have to even throw in like before you even load in with the whole scene with them on the beach doing the Sambuca shots or whatever.
Of course,
you've got like the actual loading in screen of like the Alice in Wonderland quotes with like the psychedelic like background and like fuzzing in and out. Like it just sets you in.
Was really really good.
Love that game.
I just hate that Voss wasn't the big bad. I don't like that. It should have changed that. Yeah. That's my only thing. But yeah, that opening, that was mine, and I was trying to decide BioShock or Far Cry 3. I think BioShock, I enjoyed the game more overall, so that's why the introduction I have higher. But Far Cry 3 would have been number 2 for me. All right, Nick.
All right, Vincent, you got back-to-backs.
I'm going to throw a curveball on it just because I truly think it was one of the best openings of video game ever, but it's not going to be one you guys would expect me to pick second, but I'm just going to throw a curveball.
Yep.
Picture this, all right?
Yeah.
We'll just say what it is.
I was like, he's about to go in? He's about to make it happen?
Did you guys ever play Medal of Honor Frontline?
No.
No.
Is this the second Medal of Honor game you brought up?
No, that was Brothers in Arms. Right?
There we go, yeah.
Medal of Honor Frontline.
Hill of Glory.
The opening of the game is it's like just a black screen and you hear like gunfiring in the background and it starts like putting like quotes on the screen and then it just like pops up and says June 6th, 1944.
D-Day.
In the first person mode and you're like sitting in the little duck boats and you got like guys throwing up around you and you hear like the bullet fire and then your commander's like yelling like orders and next thing you know like the thing plops down and he just yells, "Go, go, go!" And you're just like rushing the beach at D-Day and like, wait, I don't even know the controls yet. That was so rad. I thought it was such a cool.
That sounds.
I played that mission so many times.
Yeah.
In my time because I loved it.
That sounds very eerily like Saving Private Borden, the video and the movie you and I made in college.
That was the inspiration.
Yeah, the inspiration of all the scenes we shot because Vincent was our director and basically directed the opening of Medal of Honor Frontline.
For a class.
No, we just got bored and made a Saving Private Ryan remake.
Move. I love that.
And like the opening 5 minutes is literally what Vincent just described. So he just, if you want to see Medal of Honor Frontline in real time, that's how you do it.
Dude, it was such a rad intro.
Incredible.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna send you guys the link if you ever want to watch it.
Send it over, man.
Yep, I'll copy it and you can use it. And then Vincent, you got a second one.
That was my second one.
You got Far Cry 3 and Medal of Honor.
Yep, we're coming back around. Yep, I knew that for sure.
With my second pick, I'm going to take Last of Us.
Yeah, dude, that was on me. Yeah, I had that too.
We're gonna have that on the board. Last of Us. The opening is insane. Like, it's so eerie. Such like a typical zombie start where like everything's quiet, calm before the storm. You're in a house in Austin, Texas, which is pretty cool.
You see some stuff that's like, I've like certain like highway signs. You're like, oh, dude, I know where that is.
Yeah, and like TV is like staticky.
Yeah, just hitting all the tropes.
Nothing crazy going on, but it's like you feel it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then, something's going on outside. You see a zombie hit the wall, and the next thing you know, it's an adrenaline rush all the way through until you're. I mean, you guys have both played it, right? Or no?
Well, it's also the opening 15 minutes, so.
Yeah, true. I mean, your daughter, then obviously you're trying to get her out. She doesn't.
She dies, yeah.
But yeah, it's
awesome.
That game, like, I would say the Naughty Dog, they're just. They're masterclass in the way they handle the openings and just overall the cinematic moments, but. Like, that game really transported me into a world of, like, are zombies here? What's going on? Like,
what's good?
What's
good with the zombies here?
It's kind of crazy. But, yeah, that's my second pick.
Nice. All right. For my final two picks, I'm going to do, for my next one, we're going to take Garrett's pick, but just send it upwards and do Bioshock Infinite. Hits the same bit. It hits the same beats. But I will, like, in my brain, this opening's pretty long. I think the opening is, first of all, you jump into the lighthouse, and you're getting rowed out by the Lutesses, and you're just seeing all this stuff in the lighthouse. You see the guy, like, shot in his head. This is the whole line, like, bring us the girl, wipe away the debt. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. And then that feeling when you pull out the car and you hit the bells in that order, and then you see the sky, like, light up with and you're like, motherfucker. You jump into thing, and the scene where you break the clouds and the like the announcer goes like, then the announcer goes hallelujah, and it boops the clouds, and then you just see the entire city. Like, oh fuck, dude, it's so good. And then I would like even say the opening like of that goes on like past until you kill the guy at the fair. Like right? Like you feel like it's the opening because that's introducing you to everything. So you walk through like that baptismal thing, and they're singing "When the Circle Will Be Unbroken." Like there's so many bits of it that are thrown at you that you're like, and it all shows up later. Like it's all big things that show up later.
The entire story of the game is told in the first 15
minutes. 100%.
I have no idea.
100%.
That's such a cool storytelling approach.
The barbershop quartet singing songs from the 60s, like. Just like little things like that where you're like, oh, dude, they're singing a Beatles song and this is set in 1920s.
Yeah.
But you just don't it just doesn't. They nail it because it just doesn't click with you. Anyway, so that kills it. The entire opening of that is awesome.
I agree with that one. It's a good one.
My next one I think is a little bit of a left field pick, but it's Bastion. Because I think the opening of Bastion is so good. Because that's when you realize the narrator is narrating as you play. So your character's laying down, the music starts, and then you press controller and stand up. He stands up. He gets out of bed. And then you move. And then, like, basically it talks all, like, you're like, oh, the way they're, like, narrating the story is based exactly on what I'm doing. And so, like, when you do your attack, he's like, he does his attack. Or, like, whatever. All with, like, banger music playing in the background. Approach. And that's, like, I mean, it's, like, the first minute for me, but... That whenever the minute I like pressed the controller and jumped out of bed and you hear the guy goes, he jumps out of bed. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is kind of cool. Like I'm really into this. So yeah, I'd say Bastion has like one of the best like tone setting openings.
You really should play Hades now that you have a PC. It's worth every penny, and they have that approach to a lot of things as well too. Like the story is fed to you piecemeal based on like after each run you come back and have certain things that happen. But they take that approach, which I really like. Yeah,
it's a great
game.
Yep, phenomenal, just like tone setter. All right, Garrett.
So for my last pick, I have a few honorable mentions I want to throw out after.
Same.
They're kind of it. I was kind of struggling on which one I want to put in the third, but I think I'm going to do Fallout 3 just because.
Nice. Yeah.
Getting out of the vault. And
Nick says I've had enough of Fallout 3.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
Said fuck Fallout 3. I'm done.
Welcome back, baby.
Sorry, I'm back.
Hey, no worries.
Now?
No. I stopped whenever you stood up. But yeah, have you played Fallout 3, Nick?
No. Well, I played the intro.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
good because we're talking about exactly that.
You get to the point where you go up and like you leave the vault and you get to see like what the world looks like, and it gives you that same sense of like just go walk in whatever direction you want. It's like, oh sweet, we're here.
Yeah.
It's free Skyrim as well, you know. So like Oblivion gives you that feeling, but it's different. Like Fallout is so level. And like it's been hit by nuclear warhead and everything, and so it's like you look out there and you see like, oh shit, like I can just go walk in that direction and see what's going on, and I don't know, it's really
I agree.
good sense. You get that feeling of like I want to go explore.
And I think also like a little bit, even though that's a little bit later, but like the natural progression is you go to Megaton next, which is the place where they honor the unshot, like blown up nuclear bomb, and you're kind of like, got it, I get it. Like I was like, I understand what's going on in this world. Like I understand like what the tone here.
Such a cool quest. And
Yep.
Fallout 3, I think Bethesda did a good job.
They nailed it. That's the best Fallout, dude.
True to the
I like it more than New Vegas.
source material. Fallout 4, they went off the rails, but yeah, that's my third. I've got some honorable mentions, but I'll let Nick get his last one in before I.
I gotta think for a second, because I.
You get Far Cry Medal of Honor right now.
Well, yeah, I know what I said.
I know what I said.
Well,
I know what I said.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, dude, I know what I said. Yeah, dude, I know I said. Don't know why.
I have a lot of honorable mentions. I don't really know what to pick. It's like they're all kind of like the same. Like they're not the best one, but.
Hey, dude, it's fine. They'll love you no matter what.
I guess I'll just go with pretty basic. I'll just say the original Pokemon, just because
I had that written down also. Yeah,
it's a great one.
I don't know if it's really the intro is like that groundbreaking, or if it's just like everyone remembers the intro because everyone remembers the first time they ever played, the first time ever experiencing it, like listening to Professor Oak talk to you, you choosing your name,
picking your 3,
and walking through Pallet Town.
Yeah, dude.
Walking to the lab and like picking your first Pokemon. Like everyone remembers the intro.
100%.
Sure.
Yep.
No, for sure. I agree. That one's like you don't know if you're mixing up nostalgia with like the fact that it was a good intro, but I really do think that like I like if I played, I don't know if I played that at 28 years old and having never known what Pokemon was, I think I would still get the same feeling of like, oh shit, like I just caught this guy. I've now got this guy on my team. I've got a new guy I just picked. And I don't know, it's fun.
Delivering Oak's parcel and everything, and that like opening 15 minutes. Yep. Using the Pokeball to catch something for the first time because that guy trains you how to pick a Weedle, like all that. Yep. I like that one a lot, Vincent. That's a really good pick. I have honorable mentions. Garrett, you have honorable mentions. Vincent, do you have any?
Oh yeah, I do.
All right, we'll just you go first. We'll just run through them really quick.
Okay. GoldenEye, the dam level.
Yeah, nice. Love it.
Like the soundtrack to that first level, and then like the iconic dam jump that he does at the end.
Big like that.
Inside.
Yeah, dude.
Like the same.
I never played.
Me too. I had that
with the BioShock one of like you're just kind of there and you're like, oh, I'm playing.
Oh shit, yeah.
We're in. The game's not gonna. Tell
dude.
You just load the game up and just go.
Cool. I like that.
That one's awesome. Yep.
The original Tony Hawk. The first level.
Yes, that's great, dude. The cheap, what's it called? The warehouse.
Yep.
Yeah. The first of the new Tomb Raiders.
Cool. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, where you're on the airplane. Yeah, the plane crashes and like you kind of just wake up and you're like legitimately feel like you're in survival mode all of a sudden. And the last one I had was the Far Cry 4 intro.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but the only reason I like that one is because
you can end the game right there.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Anyway,
good honorable mentions.
Garrett?
Mine were for the meme Skyrim. Like Skyrim.
Damn it, dude! I had it written down for the exact same reason.
Yeah. It is a meme open, but to be honest, like there is a point when you get out of that opening cave and everything, and it's a similar feeling to Fallout 3 where it's like, oh shit, I can just go wherever. And it is a cool. The first time I played it, I actually did think it was a really cool opening. Like it's been memed to death,
yeah.
But like, dude, the fact you're going to the executioner block and like you somehow get out, the dragon shows up. I was like, dude, you're
finally awake, dude.
And then the other one is a similar one, Breath of the Wild, where it's like when you come out of the cave.
I was having I was wrestling with that one too.
think any open world game where you like, for me, just when I see like, oh shit,
like this is everything I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So
those are it for me.
I like those. I have Mass Effect 2 because you fucking die within the first 7 minutes of the game.
That is a great.
And whenever that came out, if you didn't know that was coming, like that's insane. Like where the MC gets killed off immediately. I have Ori because I think Ori just nails like the story.
Ori does have a great opening.
And this guy that
I almost cried playing the first 5 minutes of that game.
Yep, that dude.
I was by myself, had the headphones in, and like the way the music was hitting, it almost is like reminiscent of like a Disney movie or something, where you're like, whoa, like this kind of hit my feels early here.
Dude, it hits, and then you have that dude, the whole he slides in, and then another one that I thought that I really liked is Super Smash Bros. Melee. I think the actual like opening like cinematic for that game is super dope, and the song that plays
that's an iconic one. It's where the figures are turning into the actual characters, right?
So that's yes. I mean that's in one. That's in one. That's in Melee and 64. But Melee's the one where it has the best title screen hit, where like everyone comes to life and all of them hit, and then for like fucking a second, it's just Super Smash Bros. Melee, like really quickly on the screen and disappears, and you're kind of like. Whew. And I've seen the E3. I've watched the E3 reactions to that trailer so many times, and every fucking time, I just get so hyped up. But those are my
a cool topic.
Yeah,
I liked hearing some of it. It brought me back to some games I've played but haven't thought about the intros and how hyped I was when I was in them.
Mm-hmm. So
I have another honorable mention.
Yeah,
nice. Hit it.
Life is Strange.
Yeah, dude.
I've not played that.
Yeah, with the music because that's the music hits super well.
And Tales of Borderlands Episode 2 intro.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something like that too, but I was like, is it technically like the intro? But I was like, yeah, it probably is. But you're right. I like that one a lot. Yeah. So the final choices for me, I had BioShock Infinite, Mass Effect 3, and Bastion. Garrett, you had.
Why am I blanking? I had BioShock, Last of Us, and Fallout 3.
And then Vincent, you had.
Far Cry 3, Medal of Honor Frontline, and Pokemon.
Nice. Good picks. All right, boys. We're going to quickly run through the Wikipedia game that's definitely not called What Is That Game? What is this game? Who's that game? Definitely not called that.
Game?
Yes.
Game.
And here we go. All right. I don't want to give you a date just yet.
Have we both played it?
I think so.
Okay.
So this is pulled from the gameplay design section. The team avoided creating distinct levels as opposed to traditional game design in which designers carefully calculated how and where to place environment objects on the grid. The team instead experimented with dynamic cover design and utilized an algorithm provided by the Blank engine to quickly procedurally generate the layout of a large area. I did not know that, and when you hear what this game is, it's very interesting.
Okay.
Developer redacted for right now. Served as the game's lead developer and was responsible for creating the game's single-player portion. It was a global production that involved multiple studios that created the game's multiplayer portion, and then another one that designed the missions and crafted the AI of the wildlife.
Wildlife AI.
Probably an open world game. Okay.
This game features a 4-player cooperative mode, which is set 6 months before the event of the game, and features 5 different classes.
What?
Let's see.
Say it one more time.
This game features a 4-player cooperative multiplayer mode, which is set 6 months before the event of the main game, and features 5 different classes. I don't want to say the classes because I may get it.
Could be Borderlands-y, maybe? There's classes in Borderlands. No, but the multiplayer is...
So blank on this right now. Keep
this
going.
This is really cool. This is from the story section. Level designer... I doubt you guys know who the level designer is for this. Level designer Mark Thompson stated that in the game, morality was not absolute and that there's always a moral gray area. The team intentionally avoided introducing a morality system which would judge the player's action.
Grand Theft Auto.
Classes.
All right. How many is that? 4?
Dude, I am like blanking hard. I think it might be 5, man. I can't even think. Can we get a?
All right.
Going, I guess.
All right. So I'll do this. This game was announced in June 2011 during someone's press conference at E3 2011. A closed beta for the game's multiplayer portion was launched for people who bought. No, I'm not gonna say that. For people who bought another game at GameStop before May 22nd.
Oh shit! Just Crackdown?
I've never played Crackdown.
That's a good. I mean, just to break it, that's a
before.
great guess though, Garrett. I like that because of Halo 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the multiplayer takes place 6 months before the main story. 5 classes you can choose from.
It
There's
was
no
early
morality.
access via buying another game.
Procedurally generated levels, is that what it was?
Procedurally generated
That's-
cover and levels.
Yeah, that was like the initial. That's how they created everything in the first place. Don't think it's not a procedurally generated game.
Oh.
That's how they initially like. They didn't traditionally like say like, hey, let's design these levels. They were procedurally generated initially, and they're like, yeah, let's keep what we got.
Boys, it wouldn't be Monster Hunter, would it? It's too early, right?
It's gotta be more than 5 classes.
I'll tell you another one real quick.
Right.
For the critical reception section, no one scored it below an 8.0. And honestly, there's one 8.0, but besides that, everything else is an 89 or above.
Well, Mark Thompson's a white guy's name, so I'm assuming it's an American studio or a Western studio. We'll see if I'm wrong about that, but I'm thinking of like I'm with you, Nick. I'm more on like the Borderlands side of things, like a Borderlands, Crackdown, like open world wildlife. Dude, this is hard, man.
You want
I feel
to?
like we're whiffing here.
You want another one?
Yeah, give us one.
The
more.
game's pre-order sales were below the publisher's expectations. In the U.S., it was the 6th best-selling video game according to NPD. It was also the 2nd biggest launch for a video game in the region in December. In January 2013, it became the 2nd best-selling video game behind Black Ops 2.
So it came out when I was in college.
Is it Left 4 Dead or something like that?
But their storyline 6 months before the main
The
storyline.
multiplayer takes place 6 months before the main storyline.
But does Left 4 Dead have like a?
No.
Left 4 Dead came out before 2013.
You're right. I was playing it in high school. It's a good call.
I can give
God,
you.
I don't know, guys. Sam, you need to give us something of like tangible.
I mean, what do you want? You have the release date. I can give you the platform, so you probably can decide what that is based on the date it was released.
Yeah, it's an Xbox 360 type of release.
All right.
Or PlayStation 3.
This is probably. This game is a first-person shooter set on a fictional island, controlled by bandits and pirates.
Oh, it's just.
That's 9.
I mean, Dead Island, Far Cry. Far Cry 3 doesn't have classes, does it?
No.
It has classes only in the multiplayer, guys.
A fictional island run by bandits.
Pirates?
Only the multiplayer has classes.
I heard you.
Only the multiplayer has classes. Alright. You want me to tell you who developed it and who published it?
Yeah.
This will be your last hint. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal, published by Ubisoft.
It's got to be like Assassin's Creed
Is it
Black
not
Flag.
Far Cry 3?
But no, it can't be. It came out before that, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I played Far Cry 3 in
High school as well.
high school.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag is around that time frame. Pirates.
The first-person shooter, man. It's gotta be Far Cry 3. I don't think there's any other game. Ubisoft Montreal first-person shooter. You have Ghost Recon. You have Far Cry. You have Splinter Cell. You have Division. You have what else? What other shooter types would you have in there?
Far Cry 3's multiplayer doesn't have classes though.
It's got to be Far Cry 3, man. I think it's too on the nose. Or it's on the nose. I think Sammy popped us here. I think it's Far Cry 3 or Far Cry.
Is that your final guess?
I mean, is it Mass Effect?
Ubisoft?
No. What am I talking about? All right, my guess is Far Cry. Far Cry 3.
Vincent, do you agree?
Come here, guess.
Yes, it is Far Cry 3.
Yes!
There's a 4-player cooperative mode which takes
way.
place 6 months before the event of the game. The main mode features 5 different classes: Warrior, Rusher, Deadeye, Saboteur, and Bodyguard. Players can customize each class loadouts and weapons.
I don't remember the classes.
Well, because each person... So, like, remember the classes were, like, the character you selected. Like, your character couldn't be multiple classes, but if you selected, like, the old dude, he was, like, the Saboteur or whatever.
I don't remember that. The only time I remember playing Far Cry 3 or multiplayer was with you. That like 1 hour we played it.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you could do like
classes.
Yep, it's the characters are naturally classes. But yeah,
Nice. Far Cry 3. Okay, once you said Ubisoft, I was like, all right, it's got to be that. But that's funny.
yeah. There was I thought that was really interesting though about like their gameplay design, where it's like everything was. Originally, when they created, they just procedurally generated an island, and then they just like plop stuff onto it. And they're like, "Okay, cool."
That is cool.
Like, yeah, we'll just deal with this. There wasn't like an intentional like level design around it, which is, which was pretty surprising because that world felt really, really good.
It did. It did feel really, really good. Agreed.
Alrighty, boys. Far Cry 3 was the game, and I honestly had that pick before you picked it on your list, Vincent.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was just here. Fucking mine. All right, boys.
I don't know.
I don't want your money.
I'm about to know.
So yeah, we're good.
Cool.
Good, guys.
Episode 5.
This ended up being a fatty. It was fun.
Smoked episode 5.
Yeah.
You're getting to chill, boys. I'm gonna go make some lunch. I think now.
Good luck.
All right.
I'm gonna go eat the half pizza that's
See
in
you
my
guys.
freezer.
Are you guys on WoW today?
Nah, I'm gonna go check my mail and then.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah, I'm
guys study.
done.
Sammy, what's your streaming schedule like? What are you doing?
I'll probably play Predator Hunting Grounds for a while.
Nice.
All right.
Bopping that in the evening.
Yeah, probably.
Nice. Cool.
All right, boys.
I'm gonna try to be productive, boys.
Done and dusted.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, Vincent?
Hey.
Hey.